What's up everybody, this is Hillbillies here, and welcome back to episode 60 of my Minecraft Let's Play series. Today I figured I'd like to get this area here all fixed up and whatnot, and I kind of have an idea for it, and I have an idea for what I'm going to do for that room that's down there that's, I've kind of torn out and whatnot for the redstone. But first I just want to show you a quick change. Obviously I just changed the wood there, the stairs to match up because there was no more wood in the base anymore, so I had to change that. There's some lights here now as well, and that's kind of cool, makes it a little bit brighter. I don't like having the torches around, so this is a lot nicer. And I fixed up I fixed the farm here a little bit, just because I forgot when I was making it that to place signs on signs now, you have to crouch and do it. Like, you didn't have to before, but now you have to crouch in place. So I've changed it up, as you can see. Obviously the big slimes still get stuck here. Occasionally you'll see the little guys will hop around and whatnot, but mostly it's fine. Then the medium sized guys, they'll hop around till they die, and there's room in there, because you can see there's a couple guys in here. And all I did was basically fix the signs in the water. So that was cool, and it's working really well, because you can see I got a stack and a half, almost a stack, and another stack and a half. So that's pretty good already for the amount of time, and it's pretty much just because I'm mostly around this area anyways, I think. So it's really been useful, especially having cleaned up all the area down at the very bottom. That's made it so much faster. Now I have pretty much as many slime balls as I'll need. But for now, let's talk about this spot here. Like, I have an idea. Basically, this wall will become, I guess, a kind of dispenser thing. So instead of 4 of these, I saw Doc and Etho on their latest series together. They had built this very compact armor dispensers, basically just like one on the side, one on each side, one in the front, and one on the ceiling. And then you walk into it, and the pressure plate's like floating in the air, so it activates all of them at the same time. And I figured I might be able to try something like that, with the hopes that I can put a hopper or something at the bottom just to collect the extra ones that I don't end up picking up. And that would at least save a lot of room, and it would only be like 1 block gap, so that's what this torch here is for. It'll be for an armor dispenser somewhere about here, but I'm gonna go and make the wall kind of go in a little bit, just to add some more depth to the room so it's not all the same. And next to that, like you can see there's a little space 3, I am going to put a flower farm type thing. Basically, I have a flower farm over there for the small ones, but for here, it's that if you actually shoot bone meal at one of the, like a lilac or a rose bush, which are 2 blocks tall, if you shoot it at the top one, it won't break it. It'll just spawn like out flowers, so you can just have an unlimited amount of flowers if you want, as long as you have the bone meal for it. And this spot, of course, I still have like a shear, so the 3rd spot here will just be shears and whatnot. Or no, sorry, it'll be 1, 2. I think I was going to put them somewhere here, and then I'm going to have this spot is going to be a staircase, because of course I'm going to rip out all of this redstone. Unfortunately, took me a long time at the time, but now I know redstone a little better, so I can probably fix up something like this a little easier, especially the fact that I don't really need the pistons and all that for the armor stands anymore. But I figured I already have this giant room open here, so what I'd like to do is maybe expand it a little bit. But the idea is I'd like to turn it into a farm for myself, because I kind of tired of having to go on top of the roof now of the barn to go and get it. There's no point, and I'd like to fix the barn up a little bit at some point too. So I want to rip out this, clean up this room, empty it out, fix that spot up there, and add gardens into here, but automatic ones, so that you walk in, you hit a pressure plate, and pistons pop up all the melons and the pumpkins, and then you walk along and collect them all, and you just do that row by row until you got whatever you want. And I figured that should work out not too bad. And I might be able to make it automatic with certain things, like the sugar cane. I guess I could put a bud detector or something, and it would automatically break them whenever they all grow, and something like that, something fancy. It makes it a lot easier and a lot more convenient for myself. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and spend a little while. I'm going to dismantle all this redstone. I'm going to clean up that wall. I'm going to rip all the stuff out of it, and I'm going to design a new shape for it and come back and show you guys the nice big changes, and then we'll start working on actually building the things, like the actual the armor dispensers and everything. And you can see I'll have to go get some more chests and get all that stuff ready and clean up all this redstone. But yes, give me a little while and I will return, and hopefully I'll have a lot of this done in not too long. Alright everybody, figured to show you the progress here. Obviously, I haven't really actually hooked anything up here, but this is kind of the basic idea is just 3 sections, 3 different things. This will be the armor dispenser. Of course, it's actually really only this big, and I'm kind of wondering if I should just leave the wall like that and just have 3 sections. Like, I want to leave this for sure like this. It's just the staircase that goes down. I'm going to show you that in a second. But this I might add some half slabs over top or something just to give it a little bit more shape. Maybe something around the edges here, but generally this is kind of what it's going to be like. And all I'm going to do is hook up like a clock that I stand on here, and it'll dispense the bone meal into the 2 flowers that I have, which I'll actually plant now anyways. And I don't think I'm going to need any hoppers or anything because I'm going to be standing right in front of it. So like when I'm standing right here, it'll pretty much be given to me. I might be able to put some on the sides or something, but I don't really see a need for it, especially once you pick them up. Maybe I'll have chests on the side that you can open up or whatever and put them in there just as extra, but I do have the chests in the storage room anyways for that kind of stuff, so, still kind of working on that a little bit. And of course down here I have cleaned up. I took all the redstone out. I made the room even bigger too. I'm still thinking like I probably just leave that as it is, but this is kind of the basic idea, is that I'll come over here, and this corner here I think I'm going to leave for nether wart, since I might hook up a little button or something on the wall that you press and water flows or something, maybe from the back there, and stops around here or right there or whatever, because I don't need too much netherrack. Next, this will be a little section of wheat right here, so I'll probably have it start up here and maybe block off both sides and have water flow over the wheat and down, and once again stop the water somewhere around here. And then I'm going to go over and probably have like carrots and potatoes, and it'll probably be all the same kind of hookup. You just press a button and water flows from the back and collects all in the center somewhere. They'll be individually hooked up though, so I can be picky about what I want to get if I only want one thing. Next is melons and pumpkins. Those will be used with the pistons. So I'll walk in, and then if let's say the pumpkin is right here, the piston will push up and break the pumpkin, and then I can just walk through and collect them all and walk back out. And same thing, for the melons, I'll put them right here. I think the next one I want is sugar cane. That's going to be that the sugar cane grows, and there's going to be pistons that are at a tube high block, so that they when I walk through, it takes off both of the layers, like it'll break that and they both fall, and then once again I'll just walk through and it'll auto collect it, since it'll only be like three blocks wide. And what else is there? There was just the cactus after. So this is kind of, just the idea is that there'll be rows of different automatic farms in here. Coming down from here, I'd come out and I'll walk through here. So I'm going to clean out this area a little bit more, give it some, a little bit more depth and a little bit more room. But I'm not planning on making this insanely huge, because you don't need that much, I find, in this game, and if I check it often enough, I can, end up with loads and loads of food, and it shouldn't be any issue. And I'm thinking, just back here, I can even have, like, just a wall of chests or something extra, put all the extra stuff that I want away in it, or, if I want to have a bed in here or something, I can put it right there. But I don't think this place is going to be too fancy. It is just going to be somewhere to be able to collect the food and everything, and then I'll remove the farm that's on top of the barn, and then that'll be all cleaned up, and I think it's another big thing of progress done for sure in this part of the world. So I'm gonna have to keep working, and maybe when I'm half finished, or I start to get some of the farms set up and I get an actual layout, maybe I'll even build the farms, and then I can come back and show you the setup. But I won't hook any redstone up right away, and then after I'll start to work on that, because for the redstone I'll probably have to dig out a room this size underneath all of this anyways, just to make it easier and cleaner for myself to walk around and whatnot, and then I can figure out the sizes and everything. Like, I say that the farm, I want it to be 3 wide here, and I want the next one here, but I might put one here, and then the redstone makes me space it out farther, and just little things like that. So I'm gonna keep working away here. I'll probably do at least a little bit of the farm. I'd like to have this area up here done as for sure. Like, this will be easy to set up that. This should be pretty easy to get hooked up, and that's pretty much it. So you know what, let me work on a couple things, guys, and I'll come back with a quick update. Alrighty, I got this section done, and I think I'm pretty happy with it. It's pretty basic, but it works for me. It changes up the room a little bit. I just have the I guess the little bricks here just kind of give you an outline, and everything is set up now and works. So this is the super simple arming station, I guess. So let me take off all this stuff, show you got nothing, walk in. Oh, I was about to say there's a little bit of saving there, but there you go, everything's on. Oh yeah, I don't have that on, do I? No. Okay, yeah, that's why. It's not full, but it works. Basically just because, this pressure plate activates those three plus that one above, which is great. I saw it on Etho and Doc again, so I'll leave a link, of course, to them. And this is a little flower farm. So, as you know, if you bone meal the top of a flower, it will actually dispense. It'll just give you another flower without breaking it. So, I basically just hooked it up to a clock. You can see I had nothing before. And you just keep getting more and more and more flowers from this. You just wait as long as you need to. And I didn't set up any hoppers or anything like that, because you just pick them up and you're good to go. And there's 23 already. It's really, really fast, really easy, simple to hook up. I got the buttons set up to here so that it turns off this light, and then the clock is allowed to run and whatnot. It's really, really easy. It's useful, I guess, whenever I like it. There's a lot of spots that I'd like to have certain flowers, and it's just, instead of having to run around and go get them, you just go and get one, and then you can just make as many as you want afterwards. I think that's pretty useful. Of course, I gotta clean up, I still gotta cover all this stuff up and just do the little final detailing of certain things. Whoop. Like the garden at the bottom, of course, isn't completely finished yet. And if it would let me actually place this, that'd be great. There. Jesus. Okay. But yeah, that's kind of the progress I got now. I'm pretty happy with it. It works for me. It cleans it gives me something to do with this area, and at least all the systems are way more convenient. I also did try, by the way, putting a hopper down at the bottom, but your character actually picks up the extra ones faster than the hopper would, so that's kind of a problem. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is right now, and that should be alright. Some dark spots, obviously. I have to figure out where. Like, I think the corners are a little dark, but without being able to turn on the option to check what the light level is, kind of unfortunate. I wish they would add that soon, or add a certain way to maybe add some extra detail to the map to tell you what the actual brightness level is, instead of having to count them all and walk around and figure it out. But I guess the only other thing is down here. I just lowered the ceiling a little bit and make it 3 tall instead, and it also helped with the redstone up there. I'll probably have a way to get down to the chest that I can just fill up constantly. I'll probably do it from the second floor so that there's no visible access or anything like that to refill that stuff up there. And here, you can see I didn't really do a whole lot else other than everything is stone now, and I'm just about to get ready to start putting the farms up. And like, one of the examples is that this is where the chests are going to be. So it's going to be chest, hopper, and then 7 blocks of water. This will be the dispenser here, and all you have to do is just press a little button or whatever, and it'll activate and send the signal, and the water will spill out and then stop. And yeah, just something quick and easy, I guess, just to make it simple for myself. And I'll probably do that the whole way along here until I get to the other farms with the pistons and everything. So I'm going to keep working away, and hopefully I can get some more of this done. Probably be able to finish all this episode for sure. Should be really nice. At least I'll be able to have a nicer farm, and I'll also clean up the top of the barn as well. That'll be something else to have to do and fix up. Alright guys, wanted to just do a quick update and show you what I've gotten done. You can see I've gotten these three farms set up for the wheat, the potatoes, and the carrots. And of course, quite simple. Just hit the button and the water flows out. It stops down here at the hoppers, and it's pretty much good enough for me, I think. I'm not going to need too much more stuff than that. And it's like, that's just a lot better. I think it's going to be easier for myself than looking on top of the barn every single time. And over here, just a simple farm as well for the melons and the pumpkins. I decided to do one on each side because of the fact that the slime farm is over here, and if I go down any farther, it's going to cause like all sorts of problems, and I really don't want to mess with that too much. So what I'm going to do over here is I'll put the sugarcane farm, because the pistons are going to be sideways, and then I'll be able to put the redstone up higher, and I can, do little bits here and there that should not interrupt anything down there, which would be really helpful. And other than that, I set up some chests here for stuff that I'll be using, and I'll probably figure out something to put in the center there. I might make this wall a little nicer, but back there I think it'll be pretty much just plain. I don't really need it super fancy or anything like that. And I should probably be fixing stuff like this too, like the little bit of redstone that's showing. I should probably be getting rid of this kind of stuff and just doing a little bit of polishing around. And of course the nether wart that I'm going to be using is going to be right behind me here. I don't know if I'm going to be putting any water or anything along the wall there or not, but I might. Depends on how it works out, but I don't really go to it that often, so I might just go along and collect it quick. There might be no point in setting up a system for that. But this is pretty good so far. I'm happy with it. It's a lot easier than going up to the barn every time, and now it's automatic, a lot easier. Just push a button and there you go. Other than having to go around and plant everything again. I wish at some point maybe I could get a villager in here, and maybe he could do all of the work and he could be all the planting, and then I could just come down and hit the button and everything would be good. Maybe I could put an item filter so that no seeds went in, so that he'd go and pick them all up and replant everything. And I don't know, that could be a future thing, but for now let me keep working on this. I'll try and get this farm done and this section over there all finished up, and then it should be pretty much good to go. Maybe just do a little bit of working on this path or something after, and just kind of make the area just a little bit nicer, and I'll clean up some of this stuff and it should be good. I think that's making some good progress today. Alright everybody, here it is. As you can see, all done up. I added some grass to the floor just to make it a little bit nicer. I think I'm going to redo the walls too, but before I did any of that kind of stuff, I just want to show you guys the progress so far and how all the farms work and everything. So over in this corner I've got my simple nether wart farm. Of course, when I need some nether wart, hit the button and I got all the water going, and it stops right on top of the hoppers. So I'll just give it a little while, of course, and collects it all slowly in all the chests. Pretty much the theme for all of them. I don't know why sometimes they get stuck on that. I don't know if it's a new thing or not, but they get stuck on the very edge of the hopper. It's kind of weird. Some of them do. I can just easily collect that after, though. It's the same thing with all of these. These all work fine. Same idea, they all stop and everything. And of course I waited too, and I got some more pumpkins. So boom, there we go. Very easy collection. I wish it would stop constantly saving on me like that, but you just run around after, grab everything you need, walk out. Over here I've done the same thing, but the pistons are sideways now for the sugarcane here. And luckily it doesn't hit you in the face as you're doing it. And finally, very, very simple, just constant water that's flowing, and all I do is hit for the cactus. Just hit them, let them fall in the water, and they all auto-collect down here. Now the reason I did that was just pretty much because I don't ever need that many cactus, and there's 7. It's like, well, I don't really, well, that should have actually only been 4, but I don't really use cactus or anything like that very much, so I don't worry too much about it. And this little extra that might bounce out of the water or whatever, I'm not too concerned. I can always run around, grab it after. It still gives quite a good amount of everything, I'd say. And for the amount of times that I really need to use it, it's alright, and it's very, very convenient. Of course, cool, I got some mushrooms growing around too. That's just how I'm going to grow the mushrooms. I'm just going to let them go naturally around here. It'll just kind of add some color to the area as well. The next step, though, I think what I'm going to work on before this episode is actually finally finished, is that I will be doing the walls and everything over. Now, I'm thinking something like I usually do with the tunnels, have an indentation with stairs on the bottom and the top, and then, pillars in between. So, here's probably going to be spruce pillars, I think, but I'd like to have, depending on, how I'm able to do the ceiling, because I can't remember if that's right above or not. I'll have to see, but I might use, let's say birch slabs or something instead for this path, but I might leave the ceiling also natural because it might be easier. Maybe just the walls, do those up fancier, or maybe this too, instead of stone here, I think what I'll do is I'll just put logs instead, and that'll look a little bit nicer, and then I can mix match so that I'm it's still underground, but there'll be a mixture of wood and a mixture of stone as well. So maybe the ceiling will stay the same, but the walls here will probably make just a little nicer entrance here. Maybe something fancier here, but that's pretty much it, the basic stuff, because I don't want to mess with this one too much, for example, because there's nothing behind this except for the other area out there, so I can't really, remove this. All I'd be able to do is add another wall layer here, so I'm kind of restricted on space. That's why everything is shaped the way it is, because there's always things around, like the slime farms underneath this kind of stuff. There's the outside interior area that's over there, so that's there's lots of little things around that I gotta watch out for, but it's coming along pretty good. I'm quite happy with it so far, so I think I'm gonna just go ahead and do the last final changes. Gonna clean it all up, make it look nicer, just get the real final details. Add some lights around. I think that would be more natural. Maybe if I leave the ceiling the plain like that, I could probably just put some like redstone lamps or something in just to make it a little bit nicer, and it'll also help the crops grow a lot. So if you guys will give me a little while, I'm gonna, you know, kind of mess around for a while and see what kind of things I can come up with, and hopefully it'll be something that I'll be happy with, and hopefully something you guys will be happy with. So give me a little while and I'll be back. Alright guys, just back with a quick cut for a second. Sorry about it, I haven't done anything here, just because of, you probably noticed right at the end of the video, I went and pressed all the buttons again, and for some reason some of the water didn't stop, and, you know, I don't know what is happening now, because those dispensers are all hooked up side by side with a button. Everything works fine. All of these systems are hooked up the exact same way, especially these three. These three are exact copies of each other, with just a simple redstone wire running all the way to the end. You can see right now I'm having the problem that this one, it won't turn on that dispenser. So let me turn it off again and show you what's going on. It's back here. All of these are set up exactly the same. 3 repeaters, 3 repeaters, 3 repeaters, all the redstone going down, and as you saw, the last one didn't work. So that made me think, you know, oh, well, it's probably just I don't have enough repeaters, or whatever, you know, it's too far of a distance. So I added a repeater there, which would have extended the signal all the way to this one. This one still does not activate anymore. This just suddenly started happening. None of the redstone wires are crossed, nothing has been messed up. Everything should be working the right way. There shouldn't be any issues right now. But I noticed it at first. God, I'm getting stuck in here. I don't have any room to actually get around in here. I was noticing that this last one, for some reason, it's the center one that doesn't want to activate. So, look, you see the 2 on the side activate? Let me remove this quick, and we'll set it off. You can see turned off the sides again, so I'll leave this on then. How about that? We'll come over here, and all of them are lit up. These 3 are fine. They should be dispensing, right? But they're not. Only the 2 outside ones are. So they're all hooked up in exactly the same way. All 3 of these. But the first one, the last one, doesn't work. Which I changed that delay there on purpose to see if it would fix anything, and it didn't change anything. This one, I forget which one it is that doesn't work, but it's hooked up the same way. And this one, the center one, doesn't work, and it's hooked up the same way. But a weird thing about this one, so if I can get out of here. Come on. Okay. So let me turn this off again for a second. Alright. Oh, wait. Okay, so the only one there is the center one. Now, the problem that I'm having, you can see, let me scoop up the water. I'm going to put this full bucket of water back in there. There is no power on right now. So you see that? No redstone wires, no nothing is activated. Everything is fine. Nothing should go on. No redstone wires are touching. But watch what happens when I put this in there. Everything should be fine, right? Works great. Sometimes, not all the time, I will put a bucket back in there and it'll activate again, kind of like a bud switch, but I don't think it's a bud switch setup, so I don't think I've crossed any wires that shouldn't be. Now when I hit it, it still only activates the 2 on the outside. It won't activate the one in the center when there is power going to it. Now that I don't understand, so if any of you guys could maybe give me some help, leave a comment, let me know what's going on. Like, why is this suddenly, after all afternoon, not working? Look, it's powered. There's nothing in the way, there's no blocks above it, it's right into this dispenser, but it's not powering. My wonder is are these 2 powering this one constantly? Like, as soon as this one gets power, it powers this one also, but do you think it would still send out a signal in that case? Or is this one sending out, is this one canceling it out or what? But I don't know. The only other thing I think I could try is maybe if I swapped the outer ones with something like this. And then that redstone hopefully won't power that as a block. We'll see. Let's take it off. Okay. And once again, same problem. I switched it. Nothing. Doesn't work at all. I could even change it around. It doesn't make a difference. And the redstone, like I say, that's hooked up Oh my god, I'm getting stuck in here again. The redstone that's hooked up at the nether wart section over here is the exact same thing. Exact same setup. There's no difference. Repeaters running into them. And this one, I have had zero problems with it. It works perfectly. But the other ones won't dispense when they're supposed to. So once again, if anybody knows why, please let me know. I'd love to fix this. I really don't understand what's going on. It doesn't matter if I use a button or a pressure plate. I thought I'd switch it up so that I could at least leave something on it and show you, but there's nothing. It won't work. It was working all morning. I didn't change anything, didn't move any redstone, didn't break anything, and now it just stopped. So if you guys can give some assistance, that'd be great. For now, I'm going to continue. I'm going to finish up this area, I guess, probably just make this a little nicer. I admit I'm kind of, getting fond of the stone a little bit, but I'm probably think once I change this stuff over to wood, then I'll be fine. So give me a little while, and let me make this area a whole lot nicer. Alright everybody, so I've been working here and I managed to get it all finished up. Figured I'd let you guys have a look, and I want you guys to comment and let me know what you think. And I think it's pretty good. I kept the ceiling stone, keep it just the way it was, and there's a lot of stuff above it that's important. And down here, the nice green grass and the nice bright birch wood I think looks pretty good, and the redstone lamps go really nicely with the birch, I find. And the way the room is laid out, I'm really happy that it's kind of like, you got to go over here. It kind of adds a little bit of a shape to the room, and it's just a lot nicer. I got the mushrooms growing here, and that adds a little bit of color splashed around. Maybe they'll keep growing out and add some more here and there. And I'm still working on that problem there with the things, but I'll probably be done that whenever I can actually look up a solution or whatnot, or maybe you guys will have a solution for me. And otherwise, I'm very happy with it. It's a lot easier than going on top of the barn, and it just looks a lot nicer. And I'll figure out something to do with the barn too, maybe make it look a little bit nicer. But for now, I think this is probably good for this episode. Like I say, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Comment down below whatever you want. Let me know what you think of this. Got some suggestions for me too for building, even if you just want to say hi. So once again, thank you guys again so much for watching this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.